Alright, so why is this the case? What's going on here? Oh, I think I know why. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and flop this over to here. Oh, not quite yet. Oh, you big dummy. There we go. All right. So if anyone happens to be around and at all interested in hanging out and chatting for a little while, you are more than welcome to do so. Let me go back over here to. Wow, I'm so rusty on this. This is pretty bad. I feel kind of silly. I will jump in Discord as well, obviously. Mr. Cole, hold on here. Hold on. Okay, there we are. Can you hear me, buddy?
Hear you, brother. How are you? Welcome back from the dead.
Dude, you've no idea how close it was. Uh,
I have
hey,
an idea, man.
thanks, Tim, for subbing again. What's your idea, my friend?
How you been?
Um, oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood what you said. How have I been? Look, man, I've been better, but I've
You've
been
been worse.
worse. Well, no, I really haven't. Not much, anyway. A couple of three
You
weeks
look
ago.
good on the stream, man. You look good.
Hey, thank you, man. Look, man, I am fucking skinny AF. Here, I'm gonna do this just for a minute. Give me a second to take my headset off. Um, I'm not sure anybody's really gonna necessarily want to see this, but I'm gonna go ahead and make it happen anyway. Give me just a second here,
No,
and
he's gonna turn it into a big black woman.
no, I'm gonna turn it. Into, don't please don't start that, man. You'll get me kicked off right off the bat. Just don't. Give me 1 second here. Hopefully that's not an expiration date that says 226 on my chest, but it's not, of course. That was the last time that bandage was changed.
I assumed it was the number for one of the nurses who was treating you.
Yeah, no, it was, and it actually says 220, not 226, which is February 20th. That means it was changed. I think today's the 21st, so that means it was changed yesterday, or maybe no, that might actually be today. So might have been changed right before I left. But anyway, here you go. I'm gonna give you a full look at my Frankenstein scar without the wheeze in front of it.
Man,
There's my Frankenstein scar. And that mother flower goes from about here all the way up to here, and they had to split that chest twice. And I'm not
yeah,
talking about like a partial. Dude, look at how thin I am, dude.
yeah. Did they crack the ribs?
Oh, yeah, fully.
Yeah.
The first time they had to split me all the way open. But look, dude, look at how thin I am.
You're not that thin, brother. You're looking
Uh,
good.
I
You're
lost.
looking good.
I've lost 35 pounds, dude.
You're looking
30,
good, man.
35 pounds. Even my side profile is not as embarrassing as it used to be. Like,
Look, you're looking like Brad Pitt over there in
yeah,
Fight Club, man.
I don't know about that, but listen, I'll tell you this. I feel better, which is great. I'm gonna put that shirt right back on though because I want to cover those dressings
Hey,
and all
I,
that. Yeah.
I agree with Timmy. Hide your kids, hide your wife, man. Look at all that.
Oh, don't make me laugh. That still hurts pretty bad. But I'm gonna put this right back on. Give me a second. Let's go over here and turn this light off. Mr. Cole, I'm sorry I jumped on you like that so quickly, but I'm gonna just say that yeah, just let's
You're
just
good.
keep
You're good.
yeah, let's just keep
You're good.
black to the color of my shirt. Uh, but yeah, I didn't mean to jump on you like that, man. You're the first one to jump in here, and I jump on you straight away, so I didn't mean that. That was not nice. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're not gonna offend me.
That's
You're
awesome. I
not gonna
appreciate it.
offend me. You know I'm inappropriate. You gotta keep me in my place. So I take it. I can dish it. I can tank it, Nate.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I see Charlie in there too. He says he'll split me open. Hey, I bet you would, brother. And right now they wouldn't be. I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop a thin mint from splitting me open right now. Water, water, and more water, dude. And here, check this
Yep.
out, dude. Check this out. Here's the old man pills.
I see. I see him over there,
Yeah.
man. How many they got you on? They got you on the cardiac cocktail and
Uh,
all.
yeah. I'll be on.
Yeah.
There'll be 3 that I'll be taking the rest of my life. I'm not gonna name anything, but I,
I
I,
don't know
I,
what you're on.
I came home today with 10 pill bottles.
Yeah. I know what
10.
you're on. You want to know a crazy story, Nate?
Of course. Why not?
When I was an anesthesia tech in the OR, I used to work nights.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I think I told you I worked in the OR. That's how I.
You
I knew
did.
about
Of
your-
course. Yeah.
your
Of course. Of
fucking
course you
Stare
did.
Stuff.
Yeah. Of course you did.
I would go up with the anesthesiologist at night in open heart, cath lab, ER, everywhere. I have watched the exact surgery they did on you multiple times.
Do you know what surgery they did on me, friend?
I do, yeah.
You want to just so that I don't. I'm not quizzing you, but just so that I'm sure that you'll understand what I did, what it was. You want to tell me?
Okay, so let me ask you this: did they repair or replace your valves?
You don't know shit about what I did. I can tell you that right off the bat. They
Well,
didn't.
okay,
No,
so
wait.
Tell me this. Hold on.
Yeah,
hold
no.
on, Nate. Hold on. Hold on.
By all means, I'm sorry, buddy. I don't mean to get excited.
I'm just happy to have you back, brother. It's good
Dude,
to hear
you
your voice.
trust me. I'm happy to have me back too, because there was a point where
Well-
I wasn't me.
I get it, man. We were all scared for you. You read the stories, man. We were all praying for you.
And I haven't even actually really gone back and read a lot of it yet. I got home at 2 p.m. today, or I'm sorry, I got home at 1 p.m. today. I took my meds at 2. I slept until 4. I got up. I spoke with a friend who called me for about an hour. It got to be about 6 o'clock. I took some more meds. I looked at a little bit of Discord, and then I decided to go ahead and stream a little bit.
Did they? So your aorta was eviscerating, correct?
No, eviscerating
No?
is definitely not the correct term, and it wasn't. And it wasn't my aorta at all.
It wasn't your aorta.
No, sir.
Which was it?
Okay, so give me a second here. I have to make an adjustment on my Twitch.
You're good.
It was, in actuality, it was my aortic artery, which is
Okay.
completely different.
What?
Why is this
Okay.
looking like this?
Sure.
Well, no. I mean, you can say sure, but it's not the same. They didn't do anything, well, almost nothing inside of my heart. It was technically an open heart surgery, but it wasn't even supposed to be an open heart surgery at the start. It was. Well, I'll let you finish your story before I really say anything.
Oh, 1 second. I'm giving you some. Hold on a second.
Dude, you're man, thank you, dude. Like that really does mean a lot, and I appreciate it. Why is this over here? Should this be? That shouldn't. Hold on. I'm having just a difficult time right now. Give
Emerson,
me
no,
a second. Okay, this is what I need to do, I think, right now. Because I want it to be in front of me so I don't have to look to the side to see it. And since I'm just chatting, why is it still looking like that? Maybe I'll do it a different way here. Let's see if Why is that still there? That's what I want to know. Hold on. I got to figure this out. Um,
Emerson, stop yelling. Sorry, my youngest one's up here and he's on.
oh, that's
hair.
okay. You know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do. Okay. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and open up the World of Warcraft just so that I can have it in the background so that it's not
Mine's taking forever to update for some reason.
your World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I don't know why. I was on just a couple nights ago. They must have released a mini patch or something. Mine's been updating.
Well, I had to, dude, my computer hadn't been on in nearly a month. And so I had to not only did I have, dude, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I really do. So, I forgot about that picture. There it is. Loaded live. Anyways, my computer hadn't been on in like a month. And, hey, what's up, Kent, buddy? I couldn't appreciate you more, friend. Let me see what I can do here.
Did that come through, Nate?
Which one?
The donation?
It sure did. That's why I said thank you, and that's why I said there's that picture, because that shows the picture of my ass, me in the pool. I put that one in there because I didn't think there would be very many donations circa ever, and since I put that picture up, man, it's been like I've seen it a million times. Hey, thanks, Ben. I see you there, buddy. Let me see. This for some reason it isn't looking right, and I need to figure this out here just a little bit.
Why is this taking so long to update? Damn it!
Oh, I don't know. That I can't tell you. So let's see here. Let's take this. Nope, I don't want to do that. Escape that. Let's bring this back up over yonder. You know what I can do? I can just do this. Why didn't I just do this? Hold on. We'll take this and put it back the fuck over here. And then we'll take...
Yeah, hype train incoming.
Do what?
I don't know. It says hype train incoming 1 minute.
Oh, well, what that means is there's 1 minute left for somebody to donate, and if they do, then the hype train starts, and then it continues to update. If oh my God, did she really? Wow, dude, wow. That's incredible, Charlie. Let's see here. What I'm going to do now, I think, is I am going to just bring this up so that I can put this over here, and then I can look forward while I'm talking to y'all, and I don't have to be looking at everything else that I don't want to look at. Hell, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. It doesn't even matter. It really, honestly, it doesn't even matter. I changed my mind, putting this back over yonder, and I'm going to take this and I'll put it here. Whoops. Okay. And then I'm going to take this. That's why it was doing that. I see it now. There we go. I'm going to leave it just like that right there.
Come on, game. Shit. There we go.
All right, whatever is going here is just going to have to go. Let me ask you this: does the stream look decent, or are you seeing the double?
No.
All right, then I'm just going. I'm just going to leave it as is. And anyways, So let me turn Spotify down just a little bit as well, real quick. I had to do all sorts of crazy shit to get everything working back again.
You're good. Say I can't hear your Spotify, but you're good.
You can?
No, but I generally have your stream turned
Oh,
down a little bit because I can hear you in
yep,
Discord.
I understand. Yep, that makes sense. I'm turning it down because I can hear it, and it doesn't record, so I can play music. But anyways, let's see here. This doesn't need to be opened. Um, we're good there. Man, I've done all sorts of dumb stuff here, but it's okay. So now, anyway, now that I'm back to like where I should be here, um,
Man, I didn't
well,
realize
no,
I had a.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm tired of myself. I didn't realize I had a vault from 2 weeks ago on this character.
Oh,
I didn't even
nice,
realize.
nice. Well, anyway, I'm gonna let you finish your story unless you'd like me to go first, and then you can compare to what I
No,
actually tell you.
I I was just gonna say I worked up there for 3 or 4 years, so I don't
Yep, yep.
know. I guess I should say I don't know exactly what procedure they did on you, but
Okay.
chances are I've watched it.
Good point. So let me for anyone who's watching right now, I'm gonna give you a short rundown on what actually they did to me. What was happening is, please excuse me for a sec.
Yes. Mom. That's that transmog now, ain't he? Yeah, I can go down there and spend that. All right.
Okay, so
Sweet.
what they actually did to me, what was actually happening was I had what initially I thought was a massive heart attack. I went to the doctor, and they kept me for three. I went to. I'm sorry. I called 911. Went to the ER. They kept me for 3 days. Said I didn't have a heart attack. Your heart says that nothing happened. So they sent me home, and when they did so, I was still in really really bad pain. Well, I don't know why I'm opening this right now. That's Mike. Oh, I know it is. He was telling me tonight's the big hockey game. Dude, I ain't gonna be able to stay up and watch it. It's USA versus Canada in the four nations thing. I couldn't stay up and watch it if I wanted to. Anyways, so what happened then is I was still in terrible pain. So they kept me for 3 days, sent me home. I went home. I stayed home for 5 days. During those 5 days, the pain never got better. And the reason why I thought that I had had a massive heart attack was because, dude, the drone flying man. That's funny. I won't get into that part of it, but I will. But it'll be way later down the road. Anyways, the reason I thought I'd had a massive heart attack was because I was laying in bed on my back when it happened, and I was looking at my phone. Suddenly, my jaw felt like it was going to explode. That went quickly to my chest, and then that's when I thought, oh my God, this is a heart attack. And I laid there until I could get up. I got up, and long story short, eventually I called 911. So when I called 911, they uh, they told me immediately that they came out and they hooked up an EKG, and they said your heart didn't have a heart attack, at least not yet, but they said you should go to the ER because I think I skipped ahead here. Anyway, I ended up at the ER, and after 3 days, and they ran every test possible, they said your heart enzymes are telling us you did not have a heart attack. And so I'm like, okay, well, that's that's good. Hey, thanks, friendo. Whoever you just gifted that, I appreciate you. Um, so, anyways, they said my heart's telling us you didn't have a heart attack. So they sent me home. They gave me a prescription for a leave twice a day for 3 days. That was it. I went home, was home for 5 days. At the end of the fifth day, I was still in such pain that I went back to an urgent care on the advice of a friend. I think it was Shelly, but it could have been any number. My mind is very foggy. Um, anyways, so I went to this urgent care, and by the time I was done seeing the urgent care lady, she had she looked like she had seen a ghost, and she told me, she said you need to go back to the emergency room and you need to go right now. So I did. Long story short, I got there. When I got in, they immediately put me in in a room, not like a perma room, but a room. And as I was going through, I heard him say, "This must be the guy that they called about." Well, I was, and within about 4 hours. So now I got to the urgent care at 7 a.m. Was there for about 4 hours. Got to the ER again at about another hour later, maybe a little more than that. I was there for about 3 hours. So now you're looking at, so it's what, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. So it's about 4 in the evening by now, 4 in the afternoon. So around 5:36, they came in and they said, all right, Mr. Peterson, we think we know what's wrong, and this is serious enough. We're going to airlift you to Winston-Salem Baptist Hospital. And so my eyes got kind of big, and they were getting it all set up to go, and then it was too foggy. They couldn't airlift me, so they had to take me by bus. They took me by bus, took me over there, and it was on the way there that I found out what was actually going on. Now, I didn't know anything until the first thing they told me was, let us tell you, we're not taking you to a waiting room. We're not taking you to an ER. We're taking you to an operating room right now. We're going full lights, full sirens. We ain't stopping for nothing. So I find out after the fact what was happening. I was having a
Dissection.
no, not dissection. It's a dissension.
Oh,
It's a dissension of your aortic artery, not your aortic valve, but your aortic artery. And so they went in initially and they had to split the chest. It was complete split, spread. It was an 8-hour surgery, and 2 hours into the surgery, they found and called my dad, one of the surgeons, and they said, "This is what's going on. You should call all family because we don't know if he's going to make it." Doctor later told me that this is one of the hardest to diagnose and one of the hardest to treat that there is as far as heart surgeries go. He had to replace my aortic artery, not replace, he had to repair my aortic artery from inside of my heart at the valve, which turns out is not even a complete valve, but he was able to keep it functioning and stay all of my heart. He had to replace it from inside of my heart all the way up into my neck, shoulders, down basically to my midsection. And it was they said it was touch and go from the very beginning. This is a surgery that like less than 10% of people live through, and those that do are usually badly brain damaged. So I am as extremely lucky as one could possibly get. As far as why my heart never showed a heart attack is because I didn't have a heart attack. What happens is when your heart has a heart attack, it is struggling to pump because the arteries the arteries it's trying to pump through are shrinking. Whereas I don't know if you know this or not, because I sure as hell didn't. Your arteries have 3 layers, and again, this is all straight from the doctor, and I mean like pretty detailed. So those 3 arteries, there's an inner, an outer, and a mid. Okay, so in this case, what's happening is, and this happens over the course of many years, what's happening is your arteries are expanding, and as they expand, eventually the inside layer will kind of start to come apart. When it does, then they have a large expansion. Well, now when they have that large expansion, the blood that flows normally just in the middle of your arteries is now flowing through the middle. I'm sorry, is flowing through the inner and the middle layer, which means not all the blood is going where it's supposed to. Now, then eventually, if let go, and what they think I felt that morning was that first initial where it first went from it's expanding to boof, it expanded, and then if that middle layer begins to expand and does the same thing, now it's flowing through the outer layer, and at this point blood is not going where it's supposed to go. It's going somewhere it is, but a lot where it's not. And so the reason why this is so dangerous is because your heart is not realizing that anything's wrong because it's able to pump freely. Like it's like, whoa, this is the easiest I've ever had to pump. Problem is, it's not sending the blood where it's supposed to go. So they told me, the doctor told me, he said, you at a point you lost some blood to your to one of your kidneys, your spleen, and your gallbladder. Now all of those you can live without, but he said what you never lost blood to, and this is why you're so lucky, is you never lost blood to your brain. And he said this was one of the most he said this was one of the worst cases of this he's ever seen. And he said it was one of the most difficult surgeries he's ever done. But he said at the end of it, he said, we have ourselves set up in such a way where as long as you follow our directions, take the medicines you're given, do all the right things, you can live for many, many more years. Your heart can function for many, many more years. And end of the day, if we have to go in and repair something, we have ourselves in a position where we should be able to save your life again, should it become necessary. So does that give you kind of an idea, like, where I'm at there?
Damn, brother.
Dude, it's like, I don't even know how to quantify how bad that was, dude. It was, I should have died in the first surgery. Like I said, he told me less than 1%, or I'm sorry, less than 10% of people live, and most of those come out brain damaged, and they literally don't recover fully, at least ever. Yet here I sit with as much brain as I ever had, and with the promise that basically I'm going to damn it, Ben.
Oh, Benny boy.
Oh, yeah, back at you, brother. Uh,
Can't keep the old tank down.
there's been so much love, dude. So many people. Yeah, I actually said that to somebody. I don't remember who I said it to earlier today. I think I might have said it to Tim when he picked me up. I said, little did they know I went in with brain damage, so it's hard to damage what's already damaged. But dude, I'm gonna tell you, man, like it was touch and go. And then here's the fun one too, right? So that was the first surgery. I was then kept. I was breathing on a ventilator for days. They woke me up after 2 days, but they figured out quickly I wasn't ready to wake up, and so they put me right back under. So I was under for nearly 5 days, and then they finally woke me up. And long story, I'll make this very short because I want to do like YouTube shorts and tell this tale and whatnot over time. And eventually I'll do it in such a way where I can like coherently put it together. May even write it down so I can say it in order, right? Anyway, they woke me up. Here's the thing: when they first woke me up, I don't have to ask you, Cole, because I know you have. You've played like Resident Evil, right? Or any
Yeah.
or any zombie apocalypse movie, or not movie, but game. When you wake up in those games, you are almost always like you see your character like open its eyes once or twice and then finally come into focus, and then you realize what's going on around you, right? Well, when I woke up, when I woke up first time, please excuse me, I'm gonna put my hand in front of my face real quick. Ah, sorry. That was just me. When I cry, I leak out of my nose, and I don't like it. So, but anyways, so that's kind of what I saw, but I can remember exactly what it was that I saw. I saw it was a room full of people in blue, like blue scrubs almost, and they were all punching each other, and it was like punch, punch, third punch, one would go down, replaced by another. Punch, punch, one would go down, replaced by another, and it was over and over. That was the first time they woke me up. So clearly I panicked, and that's why they put me back under. Second time I woke up, they woke me up. I saw the same thing. Panicked again. This time they had to keep me awake. If they had any shot, they had to keep me awake. They did, and it worked out. They got me calmed down. Then they wouldn't give me water, dude, because my vocal cords were not able to. Yeah, it's what it was, but it was like it was video game style though. They were like, yeah, like it's the best I can describe it is it was video game style, and so they wouldn't give me water. They would only give me thickened water, which then I inhaled some of that. They took that as proof that my vocal cords couldn't handle it. In truth, it was, at least in my mind, in truth, it was because was sucking it through a straw and it was so thick. I had to go ahead and make all the jokes you want. I had to suck real hard, and it just didn't go well. And so eventually, we fast forward past all that. I finally start getting water again, and I start thinking I'm doing well. Well, the problem is I'm not doing well. And I'm not going to recount all of what I saw, but I saw some things that no person should ever see. Like, for instance, just quick rundown. My mother, my father, my son, Tim, just as a starters, all died. Tim and my son killed themselves in front of me. Also, my ex-wife. Um, Here's the thing. As you can tell by Tim commenting, none of that was real. But to me, it was as real as I'm talking right now. And so I was done being there. Absolutely done being there. And I told him, I'm leaving. No matter what you do, I'm leaving. And so I basically, I basically went ahead and was doing everything I could to get out of there. I had like 3 IVs in one arm, one in the other, and like I knew I needed to get them all out and whatever, but and I wanted to leave, but anytime I got up to stand, I would get ultra dizzy, and since I was already a flight risk and they knew had already tried to get away, they were now putting alarms on everything I was on, whether it be a bed or a chair, and if I stood up and took pressure off of that alarm, they immediately would descend on me with like anywhere from 4 to 6, 8 nurses, and they would stop me. And dude, I couldn't make it 4 steps before I would stagger and pretty near fall anyway. And anyways, moving forward, they moved me all around, and I kept telling them, "You can't do anything to me. You can't hold me here. It's illegal. I understand that I might die if I leave here. I'm okay with that." I said, "Look, I won't hurt you. I won't hurt anybody, and I won't hurt myself. But if I die, it means it was my time." Well, they weren't accepting that. And I mean, I was calling them names. There was a doctor there. His name was Dr. Toomey. I was calling him Dr. Looney. I was telling him that I know what you're doing. You're telling me things that are completely false. I've worked in this field. The terms you're using are baloney. You're just lying to me. Well, this was all in my mind, dude. I mean, like the parts I was saying, that happened, but what I was hearing and seeing was mostly in my mind. Um, Eventually, what they did is they were smart, and they got a hold of my father. I'm a junior, so it wasn't hard to figure it out. They got a hold of my father, and they were able to. And I still don't even know if this is true, but my dad told me this is what happened. So it leads me to believe they did. He said they asked him at first. They're like, "Your son needs this surgery. He's refusing it, and he needs it." And my dad initially said, "Well, if he's refusing it, then you can't do it." Well, they then explained to him. They said, "Okay, but look, here's the deal. If we don't do this surgery, he's gonna die, and it'll be today." And so my dad said, in that case, so they said, "We need you to sign power of attorney." He doesn't have a power of attorney if he goes out and doesn't wake up. So Dad said, "I'll sign it. Do what you have to do." And so they did. And so I kept telling them the same thing because I didn't know this at the time. So they flushed. They're like, okay, we got to flush this, this, and this. We're going to do each one twice. And the truth of the matter was, I found out later, is that they were showing me the syringes. They were point nine saline. Here's the deal, though. They had taken point nine saline syringes, and they had filled them with other stuff. So, but they hit me with a couple of salines because they could figure out by then that I knew what it was going to taste like. Because when you get something put in your IV, at least I can, and I hear tell that most people can, or many people can, you can kind of taste it. You can smell it and taste it. Well, so they put a couple in, and it was normal, and I knew it. But then they put one in, and it was different. And I said, this is a quote while giggling from the nurse post-surgery. She said, he said, this is me, he said, quote, fuck, they got me. Or I said, fuck, you got me. That was it, and I know it. And I was right. They had sedated me. And it took about 10 minutes, 8 minutes, I think is what she said. And then I was already going groggy. And at that point, yeah, I see what, Azron, I see you there, buddy. And you came in right at the end of my story here. I'm sure I'll have to tell this many times, but anyways, so they had sedated me. Within 10 minutes, I was groggy. Within 20 minutes, I was on the operating table for operation number 2, where they had to split. This time, they didn't have to split my whole chest. They only had to split the bottom part because that's where the fluid was gathering. What was happening was fluid was gathering around my heart and lungs rapidly, and it would have choked me out, and I would have died. So they had me on the operating table. I remember going under, and then sure enough, man, eventually when I woke up from the surgery, hold on, I'm going to lean back just a little bit here. Eventually when I woke up, I seen that same zombie apocalypse scene again. So I immediately started freaking out. I started grabbing for my IVs, which were still active because I was still in ICU, but this time I didn't have a breathing tube in, and I started to like go to get off the table, and the thing that stopped everything in its tracks was this amazing nurse. He comes in and he says, with the most calm voice you've ever heard in your life, he says to me, he's like, "Hey man, where are you going?" And it stopped me in my tracks because most of them had just come in and said, "You can't get off this table, blah, blah, blah." This dude was just like, "Hey man, where are you going?" And I stopped. And then I looked and I realized that, the first 2 times I'd woke up in ICU, by the way, I left this detail out. I had been in room 13 on floor 7. So I'm like, it's floor 7, so it's lucky, but it's room 13, so it's not. And I'm like, this is exactly how a zombie apocalypse movie works. And so this time, though, I noticed I wasn't in room 13. I was on room 7. I noticed the date was February 12th. I had come in for the surgery January 31st. Had no real memory of those 13 days. Thank you, Alex. So I said, you know what? All right, I'm not going to go anywhere. And that was the beginning of the real recovery. I looked, and at that point, I had a Pleurovac chest drain in my left side. I had a Jackson Pratt with the bulb in front of me, and they were both draining the rest of the fluid that they weren't able to get in the surgery, anything that would come out later, out of me. And those stayed on for about a week, almost two full weeks. They stayed on from Tuesday all the way to, well, no, it was actually like 1 week. They stayed from Tuesday to Tuesday, Wednesday, I think. And once they came out on Wednesday, immediately they started working on my discharge papers. And that's kind of where the whole thing shook down.
Wild, man.
Dude, wild is the understatement of the century. And anyway, then Tim, I don't even know if Tim slept, dude. I don't know how the hell the man does what he does, but I don't even think he slept. Oh, look the hell out! Here comes Azeron. Dude, thank you, Azeron. I appreciate you, man. I really do. I couldn't wait to see that money gift right there, man. Not gift, the gift that you have, Vince. Let's put it this way: I couldn't wait to see Vince, which is pretty damn cool, man. It really is. I'm sorry for putting things up my nose here, but like I get all emotional and then I get all yucky and it kind of has to happen, you know. But anyhow, Tim, I don't even know if he slept. The guy left work, came to my trailer, his trailer that I'm leasing from him. Turned up the heat, checked to make sure I had some water in the fridge and things like that, so that Fred the Omega Hentai Lord. Hey man, I'm not 100% sure who you are, but I think I've seen you before. Thank you very, very much for your chat. And can I handshake your beard? Dude, if you were sitting next to me, I'd say yes to that in a heartbeat. Appreciate the comment too. Listen, I thought I was going to have to shave my beard, and I didn't. And I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty happy about that. So, for some reason, the thing wants to separate, like right here too. I don't know why it wants to keep doing that, but doesn't bother me. I'll tell you this: when I went in there, I had two little bitty gray streaks. Now it's like they're two giant. It's almost the whole front of my beard now. But anyway, I'm gonna go back to Tim because he deserves it. He came from there. He came up and he was able to. The snowstorm finally did hit here, so he came up and was able to get me up there. And when he did so, I have to sit back here because my tailbone's been just murdering me lately, and it's starting to get to me again. I've been in this chair too long already. I'm just gonna sit up for a minute. Hey, thank you very much. I really, really appreciate that. But he came up there. He got there at 8:30, and he gets off at I think like 7 or something of that nature. He went home. He showered. He only did that because he had like some sort of something on him from work. And he didn't want to go into the hospital like that. And he got there. He got there at 8:30, which is when I had told him that I was going to be released. Well, my meds weren't ready yet. This wasn't ready. That wasn't ready. Bunch of stuff was, this and that and the other thing. And um, thank you for that as well. I tell you what, man, that hype train, it's just about there, just about there. Uh-oh, there it goes now. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. And there goes first hype train I've seen in a while. Uh,
Yeah,
yep, it made it.
train for Nate.
Anyway, he got there. We didn't get out of there until I think it was a quarter to 11, maybe even 11 o'clock. Might even have been later than that. On the way home, we had to stop. We had to get a blood pressure cuff because it's necessary. I have to take my blood pressure X number of times a day. We needed to get a scale as well because I have to weigh myself. So you see, the hype train now goes. You got. I think it gives you 5 minutes from the start, and then if anybody else does anything, it'll continue. And once it gets to 100%, it'll go to 2, and it'll give you another 5 minutes, and so on and so forth. But I only learned that just recently from Zaryu streaming. But anyways, we got back here, and he came in. He got my meds out. He found all my stuff. He got my mail over here. He checked the fridge to make sure I had some food. He made sure I had everything that I needed. And then he went outside and he shoveled off my front porch and the stairs in case I needed to go outside, which I probably won't, but just in case. And by the time he left here, it was pretty near 1:30, or at the very least it was 1 o'clock, and the man has to be back to work at 6:30. And he still has to drive home, which is another 15 minutes, and then try to fall asleep. I don't even know if he slept. So I firmly believe Tim is an angel who was put on this earth for some unknown reason to help me. Maybe I just don't even know, man. But I cannot give the guy enough credit, and it's really all I can say. I can't give the guy enough credit. I really can't. I'm gonna
He's an
change.
asshole, man.
I'm gonna change up this music here just a little bit for anybody that's watching on the stream. I know a lot of folks probably don't like country. Let me get to Spotify here. Yeah, he's an asshole. If he's an
I'm
asshole,
just messing. Timmy's
yeah,
not an asshole.
no,
He's keeping us in the loop the whole
he's
time.
he's not even close to an
No,
asshole, dude. That,
Tim's a
he's
great guy.
yeah. To say that's again to say
Now
the
that
least.
Ben, oh that Ben.
No, Ben's not an asshole either, but
I'm just messing. There ain't
yeah,
no assholes
I
around these
no,
parts.
and I know that, and I know that you mean that, of course, as well. There we go. Let's see if this is still playing now. No, it's not. Oh no, it is. Okay, good, good. So, but no, it it's just like it's just hard for me to quantify what's happened over the last number of weeks. Uh, I should not be here sitting and talking to you folks right now. I shouldn't. I've defied every odd in the book just to be here. So I'm just gonna give you all a heads up too, though. I'm only gonna stay up till about 10 or 10:30. I'm gonna look to fix myself a little something to eat, and then I've got bedtime meds to take, and then I'm gonna lay down. Uh, I may come back though sometime around 2 or 3 in the morning, depending on when I wake up, um, and and do a little something more. But I cannot come on. I'd love to come on and do a 24-hour subathon stream, blah 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 blah. But if I do that,
There'll be a day for
yeah,
it, man.
and it'll be down the road. But if I do it now, like I'll be, I'll be doing nothing but a disservice to myself. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to plug my phone in, and if I can manage to coordinate myself like some sort of a natural human. There we go.
Who there?
Oh, you asshole.
Kent Los.
Dude, I may have to buy a different charger. Listen, do you hear that? It's telling me it's the wrong charger and it's the wrong port and that there's water in it. None of that is true. Let me see if well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to unplug it for now and leave it set here. We'll leave the phone sit here, but it's at like 18%, so it ain't going to last much longer. I don't really need it, you know, like, but like, so I'll have to send Tim like a Discord message if he needs to get a hold of me, that to get me through there. And like the good thing is, like, I've got so many people right now that I can get a hold of through Discord that I'm not really left like hanging, if you know what I mean. Good, good. So Tim, that was my phone doing, and that was my phone doing. Sometimes it does that, sometimes it doesn't. Usually, when it does it once, if I just unplug it and let it sit for like hour, I can plug it in and then it'll charge. We'll see what happens, but eventually, I'll just go ahead and go to T-Mobile store and get a charger meant for that phone, which will be expensive, but the fuck ever. Mm. Once again, man, water. Just straight up water.
You on a are you on a special diet food wise?
Actually, yes and no. I was told never to eat pork again. So,
Pork.
pork.
Salt content?
It's not just salt content, it's pork. I was told that's the worst thing I can eat. Yeah, you're in water, you're right. Um, uh, I'm to stay away from soda for the rest of my life, basically. Outside of one here and there, like a couple times a year. I can drink beer, but it has to be in moderation. Beer can be more frequent than soda, but sugar is the biggest problem. Sugar is bad for you, and beer and soda are high in sugar. What beer doesn't have that soda does is the artificial flavors and sweeteners and all that shit. Because that's the worst thing for you. I'm also to stay away from Gatorade. Even Gatorade Zero is horrible for you. And that's for everybody. Gatorade Zero, is dude, I might even take another oxy before I go to bed. Um, like I'm hurting pretty bad right now. It's my back that's hurting right now. But anyways, even Gatorade Zero is terrible. And I said, well, it's got no sugar. She said, yeah, but it's got all the things that were talked about, which is the artificial flavors, sweeteners, and all that shit. She said, I won't even let my son drink Gatorade. She said, unless he's out in the yard in the summer and he's sweating profusely. Then I'll give him one Gatorade if he asks for it. Outside of that, he gets water.
Huh.
And so, but as far as diet goes, outside of pork, and I'm not allowed to use salt, which again is what you already mentioned. But I can eat pretty much anything else. I have to limit the beef content. Hilarious. I'm not even at the computer and I can hear Charlie saying it already. Um, anyways, that made me kind of smile. But I have to I have to I try and kneel down right now. I'm sorry, and kneeling is not something I've really done a lot of recently. Here we go. I made it. I just got to see if my bread is still good over here. It was a brand new loaf of bread, but that was like, damn, a while ago, brother. What does it say sell by here? I don't even see the sell by number. I got to stand up though. I'll tell you that right now. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. That stand up thing that I just did there, that's the one thing that they were worried about as far as having somebody here to kind of watch me. But I'm good. Did it with you guys on stream too, so if something happened, Tim would have heard it and he'd already be rocketing this way. Anyways, they said spicy foods, perfectly fine. Bread, perfectly fine. So she said, if you do go to Buffalo Wild Wings, she said, don't get beer, don't get soda, but you can get all the spicy wings you want. But at the same time, she did say, you gain more than 3 pounds in a day or 5 pounds in a week, it could mean your heart's not working properly. Which means I need to watch what the hell I eat. Right now, I'm just making myself a bologna sandwich because I figure that'll be
Beef
something.
bologna?
That's a good question. I should look at that before I do.
You can't eat pork, Nate.
It is made with real pork and beef. Damn.
Tim,
Nope.
guild leader's trying to violate the rules of his parole.
Here's one made with chicken, pork, and beef. I can't eat either one of these. Well, so much for that plan. I'm gonna have to find something different.
Hey,
It's all right. It's all right.
you want to message me your address? I'll DoorDash you right now.
Dude, I didn't know. It's okay. Nobody door dashes to here, dude. I live kind of in an odd place. I'm just gonna look. I've got some other stuff in here too. Let's see here what else I've got. Ooh, you know what I can do just for a snack right now? I have ice cream sandwiches. And I don't know that anything sounds better than that right now. I just saw two. I have a bag of frozen chicken patties in there, and that'll be just as good. So I can make myself a couple of those, make sandwiches out of them, and I'll be fine. But for right now, I can have me a, yeah, I don't, well, it will, Tim, but you can get turkey bologna. And then next time I go, that's what I'll get.
Hey, turkey bologna is good stuff, though.
Yep.
We get it for our kids.
And she said that turkey is your best friend. She said turkey tacos, turkey anything is good, which is great because I love turkey tacos. It's like my favorite thing in the world.
So you want to hear a wild, quick story?
Sure,
Nate?
sure.
I had told you about the issues that were going on with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
So what day did you go in? January 30th?
31st, 30th, yeah, something like that.
So I think the day, it was right after. It was right after. It was the Sunday after you went in.
Okay.
My brother-in-law, my wife's brother, drank himself into a terrible case of pancreatitis.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, buddy.
So hold on, no, that ain't nothing. So he goes into the hospital, and it turns out he had been doing about a fifth of liquor every day for about a year straight.
Oh my God.
So he goes into withdrawal, horrible withdrawal. Doesn't remember a lick of anything that happened. They had to restrain him because he was having wild hallucinations. Thought that his dad, my father-in-law, shot his 4-year-old son in the head right in front of him from the withdrawal. All from the withdrawal, right?
Been there, done that. Not
Turns
shot
out,
anybody, but the
turns
delusion can
out,
be real. Turns out,
turns out he drank so much that there was something going on with his heart. And I was telling my wife, I was like, this is wild because this is a similar thing is going on. Not
no,
what caused
you
it,
don't have
but
to
I was
explain.
like,
Yeah, go ahead.
Nate's in the hospital, got heart stuff going on too. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, I was reading the message from Tim. I'm like, they literally are air choppering him to a hospital right now,
Yep.
for some heart issues or something. And it turns out with my brother-in-law that he drank his heart down to about 20 to 25% capacity.
Wow.
He about damn near drank himself to death.
Wow.
They did a surgery to scope his heart out to see if it was a valve or just any sort of like murmur dysfunction. And it was nope, you just damn near drank yourself to death, kid.
Wow.
30 years old.
Wow.
Just went into rehab.
You're right, dude.
This last Tuesday.
You're right, dude. That is a fucking terrible story.
Hey, so I'm sitting here going, it's just wild to me. This is happening with him, and then this is happening with you at the same time. And I was like, Nate's not gonna believe this story when he gets out.
Yeah, I'm like that's almost. It's almost as if you're trying to one up me, and I know you're not, of course, but
I'm not.
oh, I know you're not.
But
Dude, nobody makes that up. Nobody
I was
makes
like,
that up.
I know he's gonna believe me because I've told him about what's going on with my wife.
Dude,
Crazy times, man, for everybody.
dude, it really is. It's just it's incredible that all this. I'm so glad you guys said something about that damn pork. My doctors would have lost their shit on me. First day.
You just slammed an ice cream sandwich filled with sugar.
You're not wrong about that, but sugar isn't the reason I can still drink beer is because sugar isn't the problem. It's not
Okay,
great.
so when you said
It's
the soda, I assumed it was because of the sugar content.
it's not the sugar. It's the sweeteners. It's
Gotcha.
the sweeteners, artificial flavorings, and the shit like that. That's the problem. Dude, you have no idea how much ice cream they fed me in there. They even gave me a couple of colas, like Pepsis. If I asked for one, they'd give it to me. But little did I know, that I shouldn't even be drinking soda at all. And here I am, back to water.
It's good to have you back, man.
Cheers to that, my friend. Dude,
I mean, I know you tried really hard to miss this next patch. You went all out.
I sure did, man. I full sent, no
you-
lights.
You,
And the
it
problem
was funny.
the problem
when he
was when Ben went full send, no lights. He's lucky because he had me there to help him change the damn things. Well, I almost didn't have nobody to change my lights. Luckily for me, I found somebody and got them suckers changed at the last second. Kind of like I done for Ben in a very, very much different scenario. But if you don't know what I'm talking about there, anybody that's in the chat right now, a few years back I'd come up here to visit Ben and Tim. I stayed with Ben, and Ben had his Dodge Dart had zero headlights. Both headlights were out, and we eventually, like right before, like last day I was going to be there, I think, or damn close to it, if not. Oh, excuse me. Or maybe it was last day before he was going to go back to work. I don't remember, but anyway, he had been driving with just running lights, and we went the first night I was there. We went up to the store, and we got up there, and it got a little late, a little faster than he expected. And we were on our way. We got in the car to go back. He turned on the lights, and I'm like, "You gonna turn your headlights on?" He's like, "These are my headlights." And I'm like, "Do what?" And it was just his running lights. He's like, don't worry, man. I've been driving this road for as long as, I can even remember. And anyway, his running lights were like super dope dim. This road was a 55 mile an hour road, easy, and it was curvy, narrow, and I was shitting bricks. Well, anyway, when he went to change them, he looked into it. He was trying to get to it. We both thought we knew how to do it, so we're under the hood, right? And I'm just kind of watching, and we're both kind of looking at it. Eventually, we figured out something ain't right. So we looked up a YouTube video, and it showed us how to do it. Well, okay. So now Ben's on the driver's side. You had the wheels turned the way that you need to have the wheel turn, because you got to go in through the front of the wheel well. Never seen that before in my life, but whatever. So Ben's trying, and he's trying, and he's trying. Well, I'm on the other side, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I think I can get in there and change this one with the wheel turned the wrong way. So I did, and I did it in about 5 minutes. And I went to the other side, and I started watching him, and I'm like, hey, man, if you want, I can do that one for you. I already done the other side. And he's like, do what? I said, yeah, man. I don't know if it's because my hand's smaller or what, but if you want, I'll do it. And so I did. And so that's what I'm saying. When he went full send, no lights, I changed his lights. Well, I went full send, no lights, and there wasn't going to be no way they can change my lights. I got real damn lucky. Obviously, this is a different ball game, but it would have been lights out if it didn't happen. And it could have very easily been lights out for Ben if he couldn't get them changed. He'd either had to take it to a shop and have them charge him $50 billion, or he'd have had to go in and drive with no lights for a while longer. And that could very easily have gotten him a very costly ticket, arrested, or even into an accident that could have gotten him killed. So that's why I made that comparison. It doesn't look like Ben's still watching right now. He probably would have responded, I would imagine, if he was. But he would agree with every. He would
I've heard
agree.
the story.
Yeah, you have. He would agree with everything I just said. The analogy just kind of popped into my head right now when you said that I went full send trying to miss this patch. It's not exactly the case. Do you know who I really hope I get to catch tonight? I'd really like to catch Blue.
He's on Discord.
Is he?
He and Kenner have been sitting in Discord for the last 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, well, I'll be dipped in buttermilk. Well, how you doing, Blue?
We got a little heartburn, but I'm all right. How about you?
A little heartburn, he says. Something like that. I'll give you something like that. He said, Blue says, what's all the fuss about? You're a turd. I'm actually doing pretty good. I will be honest, though, I've probably only got about a half an hour left, and then I'll probably take my nighttime meds, and I'll go sleep for at least 4 hours. As you can probably see, oh, no, you're not watching the stream. Forget that. I've got my old man pill holders over there that's kind of helping to keep organized. I came home, Blue, with 10 pill bottles. And if you had already heard that, then I apologize. Hey, what's up, Alex? I have it pulled up now so I can see who's on. I knew Kent was in here because Kent said something in the stream, but and actually subbed. So
Welcome back, brother. We missed you.
thank you, man. I appreciate that. Listen, I missed everything about being around, and look, bottom line, somehow, some way, by the grace of God and the skill of doctors, I am still here to this day.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, you're damn
They
loud.
really did bubble you.
He ain't going nowhere.
Oh, you're really loud, Alex. I'm gonna turn you down just a little bit here, buddy.
Oh,
No,
my bad.
it's all good, man. I'm turning you down to 40% right now. That's how loud you are. But that's good. It's all.
I got you.
Oh no, don't. If you change something, then I'm gonna have to turn you back up, and then you're gonna forget, and you're gonna change it back. Stay whatever you were, so I can just adjust you, brother.
I didn't change anything.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm gonna go 40.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna stick with 40 because that sounds pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. But dude, man, you talk about touch and go, Mr. Blue. I'd like you to know that you were one of the people that in my delusions was there. In my delusion, you had brought me a new computer. I wonder why I would think that. And I thought, why did you do that? But then that was like you only played that one part. I said your name. I said I can hear you, Blue, and that was the end of your part in my delusions.
I'm glad that I could be there for you.
It's an ironic twist of fate, but I wish with all of my being that I could forget every one of those delusions, dude, because it was horrible. And it nearly cost me my life, because if I was to be able to get out of there, if they didn't find my dad, and my dad didn't send Tim there to literally stop me, which he distracted me just long enough that eventually they were able to sedate me and then get me into that second surgery. And that, not Azeron was there too, but Azeron wasn't there. Azeron has told me on a number of occasions that he wants to buy himself a Ferrari, make himself a millionaire, work for himself, make sure it's sustainable, and then he wants to work on sending me a Ford Raptor. He has said that numbers of times. Well, in my delusion, it happened. But the weirdest part of the delusion was the hospital room that I was in was now in Wilmington, Illinois. I'm sorry, not Wilmington. It was in Minooka, Illinois. And we had flown. This is the dumbest thing in the world. Charlie had flown the room that I was in, which was this was now after the ICU. I was in a regular room. He had flown with drones the room that I was in to Minooka, Illinois, and he had landed that room on top of the high school. Now, it was there that Azeron said that he had sent the truck to, and he said it's all yours. All you got to do is go grab it, and it's good. And so I think I messaged Azeron. I don't remember for sure if I did. And I said, hey, could you please either gift it to my son or allow me to do that instead? Well, I don't remember exactly what the response was, and I haven't gone back to look. But bottom line was, my ex-wife was there. She was trying to get back with me. She was doing everything she could to try and get me to take her back, and I was having none of it. And my son was seeing that, and he was getting very emotional and upset. He went outside, got in that truck, drove it up to the building, floored it, and killed himself just like that. Now, I don't even think my son knows how to drive a vehicle. But regardless, to me, that happened in front of me. And it's extremely hard for me to even say it without losing my shit now. So then, my wife, having seen her son just murder himself, basically, and I listen, to anybody who's listening to this, remember please, this is all delusion from heart surgery, okay? So she had basically seen him do that, and so then she takes herself and drives off, and Tim, being the superhero that he is, tries to chase her down. And he doesn't make it, and she ends up dying in a car accident. That becomes too much for Tim, so he comes back into the hospital, and basically and here's where the full send comes back. He comes back into the hospital. Now, I don't see the gun, but I'm assuming he has a gun. He takes it, and he raises his hand up over his head, and he says, full send. And I said, Tim, please don't make me do this. And he just kind of stands there for a minute. Mind you, my arm's not going all the way up, but it doesn't need to. And then he comes to bring it down. When he went to bring it down, I got up, and of course the alarm in my chair went off. Everybody rushed in. Tim ran out, so nobody seen him. Then I hear bang, bang. They bring him back in on a stretcher dead.
It's fucked up, man.
Up stuff, man.
Dude, all of that happened as though it was as real as anything you've ever seen in your life. And it was all delusion. None of it happened. But it was the reason I was trying so hard to escape. After that, I didn't give a shit. I wasn't going to go through anything. And it was only due to the fact that they were clever enough to trick me into I always say seducing. I meant sedating. And getting me back on that operating table. That's the only reason I'm still alive. But all completely to me, it was as real as I'm talking to y'all right now. Part of the reason why I keep getting up and walking too is I'm supposed to take like 4 short walks a day. Now I'm counting. We went into Walgreens, me and Tim. I should have stayed in the truck. I had to sit down like 3 times in that Walgreens, man. But right now I'm gonna see if maybe I can find a chicky patty that I can make and just get like one, and then after that I'll probably go lay down for a while.
Did you at least get a nice sponge bath out of the whole ordeal?
I got several sponge baths, but dude, a sponge bath ain't the same when it could be cute girls, and several times it was, but a couple times it was guys as well. It's different when
Yeah, I don't judge you for swinging that way if that's
no,
what you're
and
doing, but
yeah, and I feel you. You know, and I know you're kidding, and I know you're kidding, of course. But bottom line was like most of the time I was in so much pain, and then as soon as that would come, like I would end up freezing, and so like, and plus then there's there's the incisions, and then there's the bandage changes after. There's the fact that like I didn't have like the honest truth is yes, but mostly no. Dude, you guys, oh, I can't even lift it, so I can't do it. I got this giant ham from when I worked at Mac Molding for 2 weeks, but it's a giant ham. It's in my freezer.
Rip.
It's not worth
Can't eat it.
it ain't worth a fuck to me now. If Blue, I don't remember when you got in here, so if you didn't hear it, the one thing I can't eat the rest of my life is pork.
I'm sure there are other things.
Well, it did I talked to the doctor's assistant, and it was the one thing. It was the number one thing she said.
Girl.
Well, I don't know exactly what the reason was. Hold on here. Let's open
I
this.
just assumed it's because pork's so damn salty.
I don't know exactly what the reason was, but I asked her, like, when she came in, like, on Wednesday, I asked her every question under the book that I could think of. I asked her about beer. I asked her about weed. I asked her about soda. I asked her what I can eat. I asked her about spicy foods, and she gave me real good answers to all of them. The only one she said you cannot eat or consume is pork. And she said soda, Gatorade only if you're outside and sweating profusely, then 1 soda, extreme minimum. She said beer, moderation every now and again is actually not that bad. And that's
what
as
was their opinion on the weed, by the way?
the opinion on the weed.
Yeah.
She said, I will never tell you yes, but I can't tell you no either. She said, because frankly, there's no studies that prove that smoking marijuana will cause this. Now, she said, if you are someone, she said, I'm going to give you an example. She said, and I'm not trying to scare you. Hold on, I got to start this. She said, I'm not trying to scare you, but she said, as far as that goes, she said, I knew an 18-year-old kid not too long ago who was kind of big into it, and he was so big into it that like he was going through like just massive amounts of it, and he basically did this to himself very, very quickly. So is it the worst thing that you can do? No, it is not. But it needs to be kept, just like with alcohol, it needs to be kept in moderation. Let's see if these are any good anymore here. They
I
look.
guess with pork, is
Um,
that it has something to do with the fact that it tastes like people.
No people. I was just looking to see if the buns that I still have are any good. And it looks like they are. And no, I don't mean my Bananca buns.
Hey, Blue,
Yo,
what are you playing next patch, bud?
Warcraft, I hope.
Ha, you're so funny.
Class.
So that's actually a question that I wanted to talk to you about as well, Blue. And I don't expect you to make a decision right now either. I don't know what I'm going to play. I don't know when I'm going to be able to play. I really don't. So you can choose what you want. And if you don't play tank, I'll play tank. If we have too many healers and you still play tank, I might even DPS. What am I doing here? I don't even know. Oh, I remember now.
You looking to tank next patch, Blue, or are you not sure?
My true love is to heal.
Well, did you say your
Were you on
ideal?
your shaman or your priest for season 1? It was a priest, wasn't it?
No, he tanked in season 1.
That's right. Your demon hunter.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
So my ideal world is tanking, but again, I just don't know, like, what I'm going to be able to do and whatnot. So I'm Blue. I'm going to bow to you. Whatever you decide to do, I'll play off of that.
I think
What?
Blue should play a blood tank so he can heal and tank at the same time.
You're hilarious.
I mean, it's nothing new. You bound to me and all, but the only. I mean, I'd rather heal, hands down. If it's fun, if they make pretty fun, but the only thing that I was thinking about is my demon hunter is the one that actually was bringing all the feasts and cauldrons. So
That's true. That's true. I mean, if I have to go as far as to buy them, I will. Because I mean, dude, it's $20 for like stupid amounts of money. So if I have to buy them, I will. I don't mind that. That part of it's ancillary. I mean, even if we had to like,
Nate?
yes,
buying them isn't enough. You have to be able to use them.
you have a solid point there.
I was bringing feast too. We were always dropping 2.
Yeah, I do remember Cole bringing feasts, but it was always Blue who was bringing the cauldron.
Yep.
Now we could just buy the individual flasks and stock the guild bank with them if we needed to.
Or, hear me out, get a lock, have him come in on his demon hunter, set up all that stuff, then hop onto his priest, and then
Well,
from there.
here's the thing though. I don't think that season 1's cauldrons and feasts are going to work for season 2, which would mean Blue would have to try and level and gear a priest, and then also be able to do all the leveling and shit that the professions would need for those things. You know what I mean?
I think I read that the season 2, the consumables are saying the same for season 2.
Really? Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I
I believe I read that.
in that case, we would just need to get donations for the materials that he would need.
We just need to get a lock.
Well, I mean, that too, but
But he's not.
I was
he's
gonna
not
say-
cured.
I'm sure that we could, somebody somewhere we could find a lock. And even if
I know
you,
this-
well, and even if you
Another
can't,
douchebag lock that we could probably invite back to the guild that used to play in the guild.
if he's a douchebag, maybe not. But nonetheless, we even if you couldn't find a lock, I mean, the night before or the day before raid, you could just fly the character that has the stuff out there, and then fly your other character out there day of, and that's a pretty small beans problem if you ask me.
Sorry, what are we needing the lock for?
The reason
Summon, it's all
for
the same.
for speed
Oh,
for
summons.
yeah, for speed of summoning the person that's doing the cauldrons and whatnot. But that's a pretty small beans problem if you ask me.
Which I
I
have a lot.
forgot-
And just get dragged around.
I forgot. for
fair,
cauldrons,
fair.
You've got to have the profession skill to do it. I forgot
Right.
to change that last expansion. That's right.
Yep. So
We'll figure it out.
we will. So Blue, if you'd prefer to heal, I can definitely work on tank. I'm gonna have to gear my tank back up anyway. Maybe I just go in and start looking at trying to. I was always an alchemist and a cook anyway. Maybe I look into trying to do it myself. That would be the easiest thing and the smartest thing. It's just I've been so poo-pooing on it. But let me tell you, one of the things they told me over and over while in the hospital is I needed to stop being such an angry person. And so, yeah, exactly. So one of the things I was angry about in WoW was that, get over it, dude. You almost died. Does it really matter?
Did you explain to them you're a Hawks fan, so it's like part?
It wasn't hard
They
for
probably
him.
told him he's a Bears fan too, so they know what misery he lives
Oh, they were like, now we get it.
It wasn't hard to figure out that I was a Hawks fan, brother. So yeah, they all knew.
in. Bro, did you get? I'm sure you haven't, or maybe Timmy told. Did you get caught up on all the OnlyFans drama while you were in there? Just because I know you're a hardcore guy.
The OnlyFans, I
Yeah.
didn't. Tim finally came in when he visited me a couple days ago and told me that Tyler 1 had wiped his raid. And so since then I've looked at a little bit, but I've only been home for a day, or not even a day, and so I haven't had a chance to yet. But I have full intentions of looking at a lot of that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, like 9 of them died.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite
And
funny. New guild master gets himself, and that's 9 people killed.
and
Yep.
on the Baron kill, it dropped one of the Thunder Fury quest items.
And rumor has it he greeted on it and ended up winning it.
Well, no, he was dead.
He was dead, yeah.
He
Oh,
was dead.
a copy. So, but it was something he would have needed. Is that right? Am I right?
He's a warrior, I'm sure.
And I don't know because again I haven't really looked at it. I did see though that Zaryu was one of the first ones out, and basically everybody was calling him a roach.
Yeah, he blinked out. A bunch of them blinked out, and Tyler was just yelling, "Stay in," because I mean this thing had a sliver of health, right?
Right.
And he was just like full blast and just stay in, kill it, and like 5, 6, 7 people committed. Everybody who committed pretty much died on the melee.
Yep.
But then yeah, a bunch of
And
people
then-
just
and
stayed
then-
out and.
They went back in and killed it. Yep.
Dude, he died on the last pulse of damage, and then the boss died. Like if 2 more people had stayed in, that boss would have been dead. That
sucks, man.
It was good. I'm not a hardcore player, but it's been good fun to watch.
Dude, it's been a lot of fun to watch. It's difficult to be a hardcore player because it's just so much commitment to lose it all like that.
Yeah.
Especially when someone trolls you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and many people, and I'm looking at my Twitch right now, and believe it or not, Tyler 1's on right now, World of Warcraft.
Is he leveling up another one?
He's on World of Warcraft. I didn't look at what he's playing, but I'm gonna guess yes. You see this? I've eaten 3 bites of this chicken patty, and I have to slow down. That's how small my belly has gotten as far as like what I can consume. And go ahead and make all the fun you want. Anybody who wants to poke fun there, you can. Hey,
I
Blue.
wanna know how small your pee-pee shrunk.
I can't. Well, I can see it again. I don't know if that. I don't know if that means that it grew or it's just my belly. But I can see the fucking thing again.
Oh, boy.
Hey, Blue, if you don't know it, I went from 227 pounds. When I weighed myself this morning, I was 193.
How tall are you, Nate?
5'7". My ideal weight
5'7".
5'7.5". But
Okay. Well,
but
that matters.
my ideal, yeah, right, especially when it comes to your pee-pee. My ideal weight, and this is what the doctor told me. Doctor's assistant told me she wants to see me get to 185 and stay there. That's like my ideal weight. But that means that at 193, I am lighter than I've been since high school.
Now, if I remember right, you didn't really talk with your dad much, right? Are you muted?
No, I'm eating.
Oh.
we weren't on the best of terms, but we surely weren't on the worst of terms. There was a time where I didn't, but I'm throwing all that out the window now. I'm not playing that way anymore. I'm talking to my mom more. I'm talking to my dad more. I'm going to start talking to my ex-wife more.
Oh, she knows.
Well, listen. So now I'm going to give you another story. This one will be a little bit shorter, but in one of the questions that I asked the doctor's assistant was, can this condition be hereditary? The answer was yes. It's not likely, but it can. In that case, the only reasonable thing I could do was to call my ex-wife and explain some of the things that happened to me and what she needs to watch for with Ronnie.
Yeah.
And the conversation with her went, let's just say, a lot different than I expected.
Yeah.
Sorry for that.
You're good, man.
She was not what I expected. And I had been completely shunning her, and yet she still was that way. When Dad at first couldn't find my mom's number to call while I was in the actual surgery, it was my wife who was searching, trying to even find my brother's band members, because my brother Jason is MIA. Nobody can find him. But it was her who was trying to find even them so we could get a hold of my mother to let her know. So she knew some, but I had strictly told my dad not to tell her everything. And he wasn't talking to her at all. So what he was doing is he was telling his new wife Beth, and then he was letting Beth update my ex-wife, which I'm grateful for. Look, end of the day, dude, I'm grateful for absolutely everything that happened. I'm mad at nobody out of this. Like, I'm left mad at nobody out of this. All right. Right now, I don't remember if I was supposed to take this after or before I ate. I'm going to just take it now anyway. It doesn't matter as long as I take it. This is my antibiotic, which will... are the lights working? No, that's from that. Forget it. I thought the light on my headset was working, and that'll just kill the battery, but it's not. It's reflecting from my Wheeze light over yonder. I say Wheeze light because that yellow submarine lava lamp over there, I got that from Wheeze. It was his. He had owned it for as long as he could remember, and he gave it to me years ago because he's like, I don't use lava lamps anymore, but you do, and so I took it. Anyway, here's the horse pill I gotta take for antibiotic.
I'll go off camera while you stick it up there then, jeez.
Huh.
For antibiotics, it's usually you need to eat first.
What if he wants us to watch him do it?
Yeah, no, I'm not into that kind of thing. But just like, dude, there's so many things that this has changed in everything that I do. It's I don't even know, dude. It's like it's so I'm gonna take this wizard head off for a bit so I can kind of lean back, because my back is hurting so bad. Then I will probably when I finish this chicken patty, I'm probably gonna go ahead and turn shit off and go sleep for a little while. But I wanted to come on. I knew it wasn't gonna be a real long stream, but at least I could let some people that hadn't seen me for a while see that I am still here. Oh damn! Look out! I'm saying this not to provoke anything, but I'm looking. Tim has 52 gifted subs. Azeron's got 43. He's catching the fuck up. No, mind you, Procon's got 35. It's pretty crazy. The only reason I said that is because I looked up, and of course the hype train is gone, but that wasn't, excuse me. That wasn't, Arrow? I hear you. Oh shit. I say yeah.
hear you.
No, well, somebody said arrow as in like, hello, I hear
That was
you.
me. It kept giving me that stupid alert of like, share your anniversary, and I just wanted it gone, but so it made me type something in.
Gotcha. So, but I mean, I can look at and see like what the tier list of who's donated what, but I don't care about any of that. Like, I mean, of course I care about it. Dude, I'm going to go back to what Charlie did again. Dude, he slept in a dog bed during a 16-hour charity stream for me. It blows my mind, dude. Blows my mind. Like, that ain't even supposed to happen. I have to always remember also, you're seeing me hunch a lot because, like, everything hurts. But what I can't do is if I do this and push myself out of this chair, which when I'm putting my hands on the armrests, that is outside of the box, as they say, which means it's outside of my shoulders. And in doing that, I can literally rip my chest. And I mean, like, your rib cage is wired together with cerclage wire. And if you stretch that wire even a little and you create a gap by doing something stupid like that, you can cause it to heal improperly, and then there isn't a whole lot of way they can fix that. You can crack it
What are the
open.
sutures in for?
Well, it ain't sutures, dude. Sutures hold the skin together.
You know what I meant.
Hilarious. Okay, I didn't. I thought you actually.
You knew what I meant.
I thought that you were being silly, but no, I didn't. But no, I'm
What was
being
the wire in for?
until I die. I'm not kidding. It's
No,
permanent.
I believe you. That's wild. Did they say like, will you always be able to feel it, or will that like kind of fade?
If it's done correctly, and based on the fact that I lived, I'm going to guess this doctor knew what he was doing. It'll become part of my body. I won't even notice it. I'll be able to go back to working out. I'll be able to go back to doing whatever I want. And not that long from now either, really. Within 6 months, I could go back to doing push-ups if I wanted to. I only have to, I'm not allowed to push, pull, or lift more than 10 pounds for 6 weeks after surgery. And it's already been almost 3. So technically, another 4 weeks, you're relatively safe to do some stuff at least. Look, I am not going to go to doing anything difficult. I'm going to take everything super slow and make sure that I don't mess anything up. But yeah, in a pretty short period of time, I can go right back to being me, which is just unreal. You want to hear something funny? Not only am I going to grow my beard out, I'm going to try to grow my hair out.
Hey,
Now, not because I want to headbang, because I don't think that's ever a good idea again. But like, if you look at me right now, you can see it's already long enough that it's kind of like folding over. You know, you can kind of see it's like going to the side here. It's kind of funny.
yeah.
The other side away, but I don't
Your
know.
Ponytail again.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to ever actually happen, but it might. You know, it might. There's no telling. Never say never. When I know a guy used to say that. Never say never.
Are you
Well-
good to eat fish?
She said you can have all the chicken, all the fish, all the sushi, all the turkey that you want in your life.
Yeah, it's cholesterol.
What's that?
Cholesterol. You gotta avoid cholesterol. That's what the
So that's you're saying that's
Pork
pretty
is
much
all
what? Yeah. That well
it
and
clogs your arteries. It's gonna clog you all up.
well, see, here's the thing though, Blue. What they did to me in surgery had nothing to do with my arteries being clogged. It had to do with my arteries being too open, if that makes any sense. And I don't know like what you've been told, but what I had going on was a dissension, which is your aortic artery was growing. It's made out of 3 layers. It starts to stretch. Inner layer pops, it stretches a lot. Mid layer pops, it stretches more. Outer layer pops, you die. It's that simple. They think what I felt when I had the heart attack that wasn't a heart attack was the inner layer popping. And it was in a large area of my aortic artery. And so Blue, you must not have come in quite when I started the story. I don't think you did. I won't go through the whole thing again, but basically, my aortic artery had to be fixed from inside of my heart all the way up into my neck, into my shoulders, and down through my the mid part of my body towards my waist. And there's still parts that are not 100% right, but the doctor seems to think that he said we're in a good place where if anything happens, we can still save you. But I'll be seeing a cardiologist the rest of my life. And obviously, the last thing you'd want when you have thin arteries or arteries that might have this happen is to get them plugged. So therein comes the cholesterol, I'm sure. By now, I would have eaten 4 of these. I'm barely through the first chicken patty. And I ain't going to heat up another one. So, like, I'm sure my appetite will come back more than that eventually, but it ain't yet.
I know you ain't working at the moment, but how long before you can even like
Well, at minimum,
released to like look for a job?
at minimum, it's going to be probably a month and a half. So
Okay.
they said 6 weeks, and so month and a half, and then I can perhaps start to look, and but whatever I find is going to have to be like it's going to have to be extremely low impact. What I really want is I want sterile processing, but I'm not going to be able to do sterile processing as a tech. Now I have the Isham book. In fact, I'll bring that over here and show you. Now, I don't know if they've changed this a lot, but the vast majority of the information here is very likely still good. Fuck, that book feels like it might have been 9 pounds. So, anyway, this is your Isham book that you can read up and study and learn the things that I don't maybe already know about sterile processing. I have it right here for me. It's not rented. I don't have to give it back. I kind of appropriated it from CDH, and I told them that I had it, and they told me, you can keep it. It's fine. I mean, they, in truth, they gave it to me, but then when I said that now that I'm quitting, I'm going to give that back, they said, you don't need to give that back. So, which was extremely nice of them. Like I've said, I've gotten a lot of really lucky breaks. But oh wow, why didn't I put this lid back on? You know what I do? Spill these and lose them, dummy. And I also have to. Well, I'm gonna put this on the floor right now. I also have to do this where I check off. That was my 4th one of these for the day. The reason why I say that I might be back on later is because I set these up so that I could do 4 a day. My next one would be like somewhere after 2 a.m. And then after that, then you go 4-6 hours after that, and 4-6 hours after that, whatever, however it works out. Yeah, dude, I'm fading right now. Like I'm just about ready to go to sleep.
Then go to sleep.
I will. I'm gonna finish this glass of water, finish this chicken patty, and then I'm probably gonna get on out of here.
We're happy to have you back, dude.
Thanks, buddy. Thank y'all for stopping in, having a chat. I appreciate y'all. Alex, I'm sorry I didn't pull up anybody else's stream tonight. I know
Oh, you're good, bro.
I knew I was only going to be on for an hour. I don't even know if you're streaming. Oh, you are. I see it.
Nah.
Oh shit, Hoyo is too. Pops
It
is.
is Hoyo's birthday.
Is it really?
Yeah. Maybe wish him a little happy birthday.
Let me have a look at something here real quick before I do.
Yeah,
Matt,
no,
that's
you,
not the
you
right
need,
one.
You need some good rest, man. Some good shut-eye.
Ooh, I farted. I say that like it's funny, but it's actually kind of dangerous, cause like I ain't pooped solid since I've been in there. They gave me stool softeners, and I said I'll take them, but only if I need them. And they said, well, that's why we're giving them to you. Obviously.
Then you're gonna find out you need them.
So about 2 days ago, it had been 3 days since I pooped, so I started taking them. And then last night, part of the reason I didn't sleep was because I couldn't quit pooping liquid. So it's a fine balance. All right, cool deal. Looks like I still have plenty in there. That's good. That was all I needed to know. We're good to go. Here we go here. Well, using the term, he says the boy gets better, and using the term. Yeah, I'm still. If you're listening, here, hold on, I'll type this.
I gotta help get these kids in bed. Nate.
Hey Cole, thank you very much for joining in, buddy. Very much appreciate the donations and the subs and that, dude. You're awesome. I'll be back around. It'll be not for real long streams right yet. As you can see, I didn't even play anything tonight. I set myself as just chatting, which was pretty weird for me. But you'll see a little bit of that for a while, and then I'll get back into it, and we'll go from there. But with that said, I gotta hit this enter over here. Oop, wrong one. Yeah, Cole, have a great night, buddy.
Yep, you too. Kent, Blue, O'Griddens, you guys have a good night.
Night.
Absolutely. So yeah. Yeah, dude. Hoyo just like gave like that was the best little short like welcome back speech I've had in a while, man. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, everybody's been super awesome, but like that, he was, mind you, I did just gift him 5 subs, but nonetheless, it was that was pretty cool. What a good cat. He's a good cat, no doubt about it. I don't know what the hell he's doing right now. Like, I don't even think I've ever seen that. I see he's still got big fish glub glub glub. It's pretty funny, but nonetheless, folks, listen. I'm gonna sign on off. Thank you all for stopping in. Enjoy whatever it is that you play for the night. If anybody's still awake around 3 in the morning, that's been about my wake up time lately. So we'll see how things go. I'm gonna take my nighttime beds, and I'm probably gonna take an oxy because how bad my back is hurting right now. Hopefully, I won't have to do that for very long. You know what? I don't think I can do that twice in a day. Forget that. I'm just gonna go lay down. You know what I'll do? What I can do though is I can take a couple Tylenol. Those I can take as needed. And if I was to ask my night nurse for them right now, that's what he would give me. Anyways, all, have a great night. Thank you very much. And I will definitely catch you all sooner than later.
Sleep well, Nate.
I shall, sir. I shall. Tell Hoyo I didn't hear everything he said because I muted pretty quickly. But it's just because I was heading off to bed.
No problem.
Thanks, buddy.